Welcome to Heidi Relationships. Today, we'll read some more stories from Reddit. But before we start, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel, like the video if you enjoyed it, and maybe leave a comment down below. That would help the channel a lot. Thank you very much in advance.
As for abbreviations, EA means emotional affair, PA means physical affair, and OM means other man aka affair partner. The first one is titled, Part 1. My story probably starts like a lot of others. The signs have been there for a long time, but I chose to ignore them because I'm confrontation averse and was in denial. But I'm now sure my wife and my best friend have been having a secret relationship. No evidence, yet, of anything physical, for several years. We spend a lot of time together, wife, friend, me, with groups of friends, so it's always been obvious to me that they are close with each other. I guess I never really understood how close. I won't go into all the details of the things that tipped me off, but I got that sixth sense that they were talking with each other when I wasn't around. After suspicion got the best of me, I finally took the time to dig around and found her cell phone bills. She and my friend have been talking about 5 to 6 times per day for at least the last year. That's all the phone bills I was able to find. Who knows how long it has been going on? I see lots of calls that correspond with the time she's commuting to work and when she's at lunch. I looked at sometimes when I called her, and I was able to see that I interrupted her call with him. Then as soon as she and I were off the phone, she called him right back. Neither of them will ever call the other when I'm present, so they are clearly concealing their conversations from me. My job takes me to conferences all over the country for a week at a time once or twice a month, and I can see that when I've been out of town, many of the calls are later in the evening. Not sure if that is evidence that he's not coming over? Wishful thinking, perhaps. So now I'm not sure what to do. I think the first thing I have to do for my own sanity is figure out if there's a physical part to this relationship. How do I do that? Hidden camera? Hire a PI? I'm not sure I could afford that. Of course, I'm already thinking ahead to what I'll do whether I do or do not find any evidence of physical contact. This guy was my best friend. Between her and him, they are pretty much my whole world. We run in the same social circles, so cutting them off would be a big mess. Edited to add. BTW. All the other normal signs of an affair exist, too. Secretive with phone, spending more time online, sex trailed off considerably, seems more distant and so on and so on. Any thoughts on where I should go from here? Edit. Just phone calls that I have found out about. Text message app is set to not save history for just his number. I snuck a peek at her phone when she forgot it when going to the gym. I don't know her email password, so I haven't tried looking at email. No kids but are in the middle of doing fertility stuff. Oddly enough, we're not really trying naturally anymore, just focused on the IVF treatments. Married almost 7 years. Those kids could be involved soon is the reason for my sense of urgency. EDIT2. Thanks for the quick replies and advice, everyone. I did a little web reading before posting here and acting normal is consistent advice. As much as I want to confront them both right now, I do realize that this would kill all hopes of ever getting to the truth about whether it got physical. It sounds like hearing what they are saying is the next best step. Edit 3. We are in between IVF treatments right now and there is no risk of her initiating sex with me, so I guess there is a silver lining there. If she gets pregnant right now, I will know one thing for sure. It is not mine. Phone is an Android from Sprint. I do not know the exact model. Given how much they seem to be talking on the phone according to the records, I think that is my best bet. VAR under the seat of her car. She drives a Lexus, so it should be nice and quiet in there. She has Bluetooth, so I bet I can hear both sides of the conversation. I'm going to get on that right away. I am going out of town in a couple weeks for a conference out west. That will be a good time to hear any sort of meeting plans. Someone asked about going to the gym. She works only midday and goes to the gym before work. The guy works in the other direction from her office. He works regular hours and has the type of job where he cannot get away from work easily during the day. She doesn't really have any time that I can't account for when I think they could get together other than when I go to my conferences. But that is often enough. Edit 4. I'm very nervous about installing something on her computer. She is really smart and observant. Doesn't antivirus software catch these programs trying to send all of this logged information from the computer to an online account? I think I'm going to start with VARs and listen in the car and then in the bedroom when I am at the next conference. These other things, GPS and keyloggers, sound like phase 2. Edit 5. In regard to the affair, he lives with his girlfriend and has for many years. His girlfriend has kids from a previous marriage, but he doesn't have any kids of his own. The interactions between my wife and this guy are one of the reasons I'm so suspicious. They are very clearly very good friends. It wouldn't surprise me if anyone who didn't know the two of you and saw all three of us out together in a social setting would identify them as being married and me being the friend. This is hard for me to admit. It's embarrassing, but I think this is probably very obvious to all of the other people who know us, and no one has said anything to me about it. I bet you've all heard this a million times, it seems so obvious now. EDIT 6. I earn quite a bit of money and the other guy is completely broke, struggling to pay for things day to day. The sad thing is, that I have been propping him up, too, for a long time. I think she desperately wants kids and is quite content with things the way they are now. Nice car, nice house, comfortable lifestyle and a friend with benefits that she finds more attractive, and interesting. Even if they are having sex, they are talking a lot, too. She makes decent money, but not enough to support herself and him, which she would end up doing. I will know for sure soon enough, but part of me really does think that this is an EA only and that she will fight me hard when confronted saying that he's just a good friend that she enjoys talking to. Trust me, I've recently read a lot about EAs, and I do understand that they represent serious infidelity, and I will deal with it regardless of what I find about else is going on. Regarding the behaviors, it is little things like when her Diet Coke is empty, she'll steal some from his glass instead of mine. I confronted her about that once, and she said that she was doing me a favor, leaving mine alone. Also, whenever we're walking anywhere in a group, they will end up next to each other. He will never just walk near me, he always waits for her. There are some other things, but I'm afraid they are specific enough that I don't want to mention them on a public forum until this whole thing is out in the open. The marking her territory thing seems so right on. I had a strong visceral reaction to that, must be why. You are right, DK. I am thinking the EA is not as bad as a PA. In my mind, at this point, still processing it all, I think I could get past or over an EA, but if it got physical, that would definitely be the end for me. I'm going to need counseling one way or the other, soon. I don't want to go this road alone. Given the two really important people to me are involved, I won't have many other places to turn. EDIT 7. Still here. Still committed to the path. Trying to not let this consume me all day. I don't want my job to suffer the way my personal life is. In the process of gathering evidence. Travel, soon, too, so I'll have my answers soon. Be patient. I've found it cathartic to list out the things that are wrong with what she has done, even if there is no PA. I am hoping this will help prepare me to control my emotions when I do find additional evidence, and like everyone here, I believe I will. EDIT 8. Quick update. Tried to record yesterday but sensitivity was too low. I could see on the online phone records that they had a 30-minute conversation in the afternoon before I got home, but I wasn't able to capture it. Changed the sensitivity and relocated recorder for today. I'll let you know what I get. Definitely haven't changed their routine 5 calls yesterday. EDIT 9. I overheard a short conversation, but couldn't hear everything from the other side of it. Mostly just my W. She was just telling him about her day. Mundane stuff that no one but a spouse, so would ever sit and listen to day after day. They did have one nice little exchange where she was telling him about something she wanted to do to our house and said that I wouldn't want to spend the money. Then the OM said, yeah, he, meaning me, wouldn't. Then my W said mockingly in a voice that I assume was supposed to be me, we're not spending any more money. Then they both laughed at me. Awesome. Also, something an earlier poster said really has stuck with me. No straight man in the world would talk to a woman 5 to 7 times a day, every day, for a year or more without getting some pee, if you know what I mean. I'm paraphrasing and added the straight part, but I think this is true. Also, this dude isn't passive, and I have a hard time believing he'd hang on that long to something like that. But, you never know, sometimes a rough exterior doesn't tell the whole story. He's not very responsible, and I just yesterday heard from another friend that he's on the rocks with his live-in girlfriend. Go figure. Puzzle pieces that fit are flying in from every direction. Edit 10. Thanks for the ongoing support. Just checking in so you all know I haven't cracked or found a smoking gun just yet. Preparing to go out of town and have upped my surveillance arsenal. If there's any visitation going on, I'll know by the end of the week. Keep your fingers crossed for me and send positive thoughts my way. I'm about sick of this in-between mode. It really is torture. Edit 11. I'm several states away, now, and hoping to have something more definitive when I get home later this week. Phone records show more of the same, regular lunch, commute phone calls plus several extra calls in the evening. Makes me believe that he's not visiting our house given the timing of the calls. Being betrayed sucks. I still cannot believe that the happy, cheery woman I just talked to on the phone is hanging up with me and immediately calling another man and chatting for another 30 minutes after she already spoke to him several times earlier in the day. But the evidence shows that's clearly what is happening. The deceit really is the worst part. Edit 12. Even though I've been fantasizing about it, I don't want to walk in on them. While gratifying on some level and clearly definitive, I'm afraid of how that situation could turn ugly or physical. The 𝓀𝓬 is not a small guy, and I know that he has a history of getting in fights when he was younger. I think I'll let judgment be the better part of valor here. Okay, call me a wimp, and let 𝓀𝓽𝓬𝓬𝓱 capture the action for me. As cool and calculating as I'm being now, I can imagine the rage I'd feel walking up to my house if his car was in the driveway. The last thing I need is to do something stupid. Where did I put those golf clubs? And ruin my position of relative squeaky clean strength. Here. Edit 12. Hey friends. No significant updates since I'm away right now. Anxious, of course, as to what I'll find as far as evidence goes when I get home tomorrow night. One small bummer, my access to the cell phone records has been cut off. This morning when I went on, in addition to the normal password, it asked me the name of her first pet, and I don't know that. I assume it is just a normal procedure that after a certain number of logins, they ask you. Could be that I've logged in too many times over the last week. Anyway, I was smart enough to save off all the activity from the last year while I did have access. No denying that, now. Having a little time away from home has put me into sort of a low-grade funk. I'm just so bummed that this is happening to me. But, I haven't lost my resolve to deal with it properly when I get home. I believe I'm not going to find any visits to the house, but hopefully will overhear enough on the phone to help make my decision easy. We'll see. More updates once I am able to view, listen to my devices on Thursday night or Friday. Edit 13. Oh man, these hurts. Smoking gun. Video of his car showing up at my house around 7 p.m. and leaving at 10:30 p.m. each night I'm gone. Damn. I've got a couple hours to get myself under control before she comes home tonight. I think I'm going to try and see a lawyer tomorrow before I confront her. Oh man, honestly, the whole way home on the plane I was thinking about but this is the big D absolutely. Positively, F***K. I think the good news is, the VAR in the bedroom didn't work. I thought I wanted to hear it. Now I'm pretty sure I don't. I'll stay strong. Just a couple more days. Maybe just one more day. Edit 14. Hey gang. I really do appreciate all the advice, but the point has come where I need to make my own way. This is all the evidence I need. I don't need evidence of sex, penetration or anything else like that. What I have evidence of is a prolonged deception, lying to my face, joking about me behind my back and now visits while I'm out of town. The decision is now made. Divorce. I've already got a call into the attorney. Trying to arrange for a meeting tomorrow. Also trying to arrange to talk to a therapist tomorrow. Hoping I can do the confrontation and get started on my new reality and new life this weekend. I know this is far from being finished, but the first step is often the hardest, and I honestly now can't wait to get this out in the open. 𝓀𝓪𝓽𝓬𝓱 hates sneaking around, even if it is to catch a liar. That's just not me. Once this is out in the open, I'll share a lot more details with you all that will blow your minds. Stay tuned. Mini update. Well, unfortunately most of the shocking details are more around my situation than in the evidence camp. Nonetheless, the plot is thicker than I've revealed. Thanks again for the support. Appointment with attorney tomorrow at 11 a.m. Edit 15. I've now got attorney and psychotherapist appointments for tomorrow. Tonight, I've got a buddy who knows what is going on to go have dinner with. I'm setting my path. I'm steeling myself for the worst. I need to decide the order of who to talk to and how to do this. I think I agree with the others that I will give her the courtesy of asking her what went on this weekend, because when she lies straight to my face again, it will be that much easier to tell her that she's made her bed, now she gets to lie in it. One of the other details, we just closed on a new house a few weeks ago. What was I doing this past weekend? Moving. Yes, that's right, while I was tortured about all of this I was moving us into a huge new house. I had Ohm and my buddy over for drinks on our new deck Friday night. I'm a real glutton for punishment. The thin silver lining. She's been bending over backwards to redecorate and remodel our old house so we can sell it. Little does she know that either she or I will be living in that other house in a few days. So there's one more disclosure. Trust me, the next one is going to turn your collective stomachs even more than this. This is the end of the video. The next part will be out later today. I hope you enjoyed the relationship stories. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video and write a comment. I really appreciate your support and it helps my channel so much. Thank you.